เดี๋ยวขอเช็คดูก่อนนะครับว่าไปจริงหรือไม่นะครับเฮ้ย
ให้บน YouTube มันขึ้นเปล่าครับเพราะผมลองเปิดไม่ขึ้นเลย
เอ้าอันนี้ใครมาใส่รูปอะไรเนี่ยในโอเคไปแล้วนะครับ YouTube ไปแล้วนะครับโอเคไหม YouTube YouTube น่าจะไปแล้วนะครับอ่า copy เดี๋ยวผมส่งลิงก์ที่เป็น แต่คุณอย่าไปอีดิตอะไรมันนะครับโอเคไหมคุณดูเฉพาะตัววิดีโอนะครับ เพราะว่ามันเสียเวลาครับถ้ามันส่งหลายลิงก์ครับ True ได้ครับผมรอ YouTube อยู่นะครับI didn't open Bluetooth in this one that's why we cannot use the keyboard โอเคโอเคไปแล้วนะครับเวอร์ชันที่คุณส่งให้คุณใน YouTube นะครับเป็นเวอร์ชันของ Editor นะคุณอย่าไปกดend stream นะครับโอเคไหมคุณกดดูเฉพาะที่อ่าตัววิดีโอเท่านั้นนะครับโอเคไหมครับเพราะว่ามันจะได้ง่ายกว่าผมเวลา copy ครับจะได้ไม่เสียเวลาเรานะครับcopy and then this นะครับผมต้องเช็คพวกสตรีมเฮลนะครับว่าเกิดอะไรขึ้นครับอินเทอร์เน็ตไปไม่ไปนะครับที่ YouTube นะครับแต่ผมคิดว่าที่ซูมคงไม่น่ามีปัญหานะครับเพราะซูมไม่ค่อยงองแงนะครับแต่ว่า YouTube นี่ผมไม่ค่อยเชี่ยวชาญครับก็เลยทำให้โอเค fine right and we are going to talk about our story for uh, wasting so much time that's the okay our main story here in to bring you to the monitor rates no lecture no okay let's see so yes let's see number two okay number two this one all right and same it right okay we arrived at at the end of the first problem in in FGVB right มีคนถามมาในYouTube นะครับไม่ใช่ในไลน์นะผมยังไม่ได้ตอบนะเพราะว่ายุ่งกับอันนี้ให้คุณครับเซ็ตระบบเนี่ยครับโอเค default what page is that โอ้เครื่องนี้ช้า right this one email is the most important they say it's good โอเคขยับกิติพันธ์มาครับโอเคmagnetic field not yet right okay somewhere here the acceleration of proton Coulomb force on page number 25 25. Okay, we are live at the electric field force, right? Which is which can also be called as the Coulomb force. Okay, it's just the inventor of the charge unit, the Coulomb. Okay, all right, and it's usual that I have to bring you to the camera, right, in order to go ahead with our derivation on the whiteboard. Yeah. Chat. What happened in chat? ปัญญาครับ okay. I'm going to change the input to the wireless go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, wireless go. And for this USB audio input 1. This is the external microphone. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Just the audio. So what's remaining for us? Oh, I have to change also the camera. Oh, the camera, right? It's already there. And yeah. Okay. Yes, we will talk about the electric field force, right? Which is what they asked here. Compare it also with the electric force. Okay, if there were an electric field with a magnitude of 1.5 times 10 raised to the power of 2 Newton per Coulomb at that location. So here we have the electric field. Okay, electric field can be pointed in this direction, and if you have the positive charge, okay, which is proton, the force is going to be in that direction. The formula for the electric field force is just F equals QE. Sorry, it's not W. I have to change it. F equals Q and E. Okay, and as what is E? E is the electric field strength. Okay, which is E is 1.5. Okay, times 10 raised to the power of 2 Newton per Coulomb, like this. And you can convert E to F by using this formula, and you just put the amount of charge for proton, and in this case the charge of proton is 1.610, right? It's 1.6 times 10 raised to power 19 Coulomb, and we will write down the amount of this is in Coulomb, right? The amount of electric field which is over there are 150, okay, Newton per Coulomb, and here is Coulomb, so the outcome will be in Newton. And after the calculation, okay, which is really simple, okay, it's equal to 2.4 times 10 raised to the power of less than that, right? It's 17 Newton. Okay, you can see that the force by magnetic field, okay, the force that is caused by magnetic field is 8.8 times 10. This is to negative 19. This one is 2.4 times 10 raised to the power of negative 17 only. So this one is stronger than this one. Okay, the electric force. Okay, I need to actually write down. Okay, electric force, and here is magnetic force. Fe is greater than Fm. Okay, like this. So you can see the result right now because they ask us to compare. Okay, make comparison to both types of force. Okay, this is the Coulomb force. Oh, I'm stupid. It should not be W proton. Okay, it should be Fe. This one. And that's it. So let's move to the next example. Can you hear me right in both Zoom and now we move to show in this to X microphone. Okay. In YouTube, I have to. Oh no, not this one. Selection, right? This one. Yeah. Okay. Here I have moved, but this one I have to share the monitor to you. Yes, fine. Yeah, that's it. Now let's continue our story in the next example, right? A proton again moved. I'm not sure which example is this the second or the third? I'm not sure. Okay, this one we are like this is the example which is taken from reference number 2, it's example 19.2. okay, and proton moves ที่ YouTube นะครับถ้าสัญญาณไม่ดียังไงนะครับโปรดบอกได้นะครับพิมพ์มาก็ได้นะครับ a proton moves at oh, it's quite high, 8 times 10 with power of 6, okay, 8 million meter per second, and along the x-axis, and then it enters a region into a region in which there is a magnetic field. Of course, we are talking about a magnetic field story. Magnetic field of magnitude 2.5, okay, 2.5 Tesla, and it's directed at an angle of 60 degree with the x-axis. Okay, the proton moves along the x-axis, but the magnetic field is not exactly along the x-axis. Okay, but both components, the magnetic field and the proton motion vector, lie in the same plane. Okay, which is the xy plane. Okay, if you cannot completely understand, let's take a look at we will look at this figure. Okay, the magnetic field. Okay, can you see that in zoom? Okay, the monitor is a little bit smaller, right? Okay, that's the figure that explain what happens in this example. Okay, the magnetic force F is what we want to find. Okay, in the chart, it's written here plus E. What do you know what is the reason why they use the letter E พอทราบเหตุผลไหมครับว่าทำไมเขาใช้ตัวแปร E ทราบไหมครับ Do you know the reason why they used the alphabet E here? Because the charge of proton and electron are the same, right? But proton it has the positive charge, so that's why they leave the positive side here, okay, in front of E, and that's the meaning. And of course, as the problem, the example say, proton moves along the x-axis. Okay, that's the x-axis. ทุกคนโปรดรับทราบเลยนะว่าการบ้านก็จะเป็นเรื่องอันนี้แหละครับให้หาโจทย์มาทำนะครับเกี่ยวกับเรื่อง F เท่ากับ QVB นะครับสำหรับวันนี้นะครับไม่น่าไปไหนได้ไกลนะครับโอเคมากเดี๋ยวผมขอเข้าซูมอีกเครื่องหนึ่งดีกว่านะครับเพื่อเช็คนะครับว่าเกิดอะไรขึ้นหรือเปล่า moment please beitreten YouTube oh, yeah no Okay. Okay, that'sโอเคนะครับผมจะได้เช็คนะครับว่าเกิดอะไรขึ้นบ้างนะครับ Okay. The magnetic field, as the example said, is pointed in the direction with 60 degree. Okay, from the x-axis. Okay, and of course we want to find the magnetic force, right, which is the blue vector, okay, upwards along the z-axis, but it's not horizontal. We can use the right hand rule in order to find the induced magnetic force direction, and after that we will use the formula, right, F equal QVB, okay, in order to find the magnitude of the induced force, right? And we can see that you can use your right hand, okay, curve, okay, or turn from V to B, right, and your thumb direction is going to point upward like this, okay, and that's the first thing we can simply determine, okay, which is the direction of the induced magnetic force. Now let's move to the question of this example. Find the initial magnitude and direction of the magnetic force on the proton, and calculate the proton's initial acceleration. So we have to use the formula of FMA, right? F equals MA, and then we change some variable, okay, move some variable to another side, we get the expression of A, okay, which is the acceleration. It's not difficult. The direction, okay, the direction of magnetic field is already explained it to you, right? You just use the right hand to get the direction of F, but when we want to talk about the initial magnitude, then we have to move to the camera. Okay, I will bring you to the camera again. Wait, hello. Okay, in YouTube, fine. In this, in Zoom. Okay, and you get back to the whiteboard, okay, in order to find the induced force, okay, the magnitude or the amount of induced force. The same with the same formula as we have applied for the previous two examples นะครับก็จะเป็นสูตรเดียวแค่นี้นะครับโอเคไหม FQVB ผมให้คุณดูหลายๆตัวอย่างแล้วกันครับคุณจะได้เจอหลายๆแบบนะครับฟิสิกส์ก็ไม่มีอะไรมากนะครับคำนวณไม่ยากนะครับโอเคthe story about physics is not the calculation, actually, the calculation in physics is not so complicated in the high school level as I know, okay, because I didn't study physics in actually in the bachelor degree. We have also the subject of physics, but I'm not in the major of physics, so there would be also something complicated. But for high school level, it's quite easy. Okay, it's simple algebra. So let's talk about it. The here is the z, right? It's x and y. Okay, x, y, and z. And you have a proton, which is an object here. This object is moving in this direction, and there is a magnetic field, right? Magnetic field. This is v, right? Vector v of the proton, and here is the vector of the magnetic field. Okay, it's b vector, and of course, when we use the right hand, when we curl our finger from V to B, okay, I need to remind you to this formula. F is Q, right? We cross B, right? When you have the expression like this, okay, V and B with the X or cross operator between them, it means you start from the vector v, okay, vector v first, which is this one, and you curl or turn your four fingers to another vector which stays at the second position here, which is the vector b here. Okay, from v to b you get, okay, assume that this is the three-dimensional. Okay, you get the force upward like this. If not, I will show you again in 3D. Okay, this is the vector f, the outcome on the left hand side of that equation. If not, I will give you the 3D view of that. Okay, as we have, this is the vector. Okay, this is the x. Okay, this is y, x, y, and z direction. Okay, ผมสูงไปต้องต่ำๆหน่อยนั่งแล้วกันนะครับ Okay, this is y, this is x to you, right? And this is z. The proton is moving. Okay, proton moves in this way. Okay, along the x-axis, and there is magnetic field pointing in this direction, and the angle between x, okay, x-axis to the magnetic field direction is as they say 60 degree. Okay, this is vector v, this is vector b, right? And you use your right hand, okay, in order to find the outcome, which is the force, right? Use v, okay, v to b, right? B is here, right? V to b in this direction, and you get the induced force direction in this way, right? Okay, this is the direction of the induced force. นะพูดหลายรอบนะครับคุณน่าจะได้นะครับ That's the explanation in 3D, okay, because we can have camera. And let's talk about the magnitude. How could we find the magnitude of F, okay, induced force? Magnitude of F, okay, can be written as simply the variable F, okay, and it's equal to Q V B psi theta, right? Theta is the angle between these two vectors, and it's equal to 60 degrees, right? So in this setup, okay, we know first that Q is Q proton, which is 1.6 times 10 raised to the negative 19 coulomb. I think should be somehow as I can remember, right? Yes, 1.6. And the next one is the velocity. Okay, velocity of the proton movement. Velocity, sorry, the speed. Okay, because it's only a scalar value. It's not vector at all. Velocity is quite high, 8 million. Okay, 8 times 10 raised to 6 in meter per second. Okay, and B, which is the magnetic flux density, is 2.5 Tesla there. So we have here 2.5 Tesla, and you put everything into this formula. Okay, you get F, right? F, and this is magnetic induced magnetic force. In this force tries to lift the proton up. Okay, even they move this way, but the force is going to shaying it to this direction, so it's not the line anymore. It's going to be a curve like this, a circle. And F QVB, right? It's 1.6 10 raised to negative 19. Okay, and V is 8 times 10 raised to the power of 6, and B is the magnetic field strength, which is magnetic flux density, or the magnetic field. It's 2.5 Tesla, and the last one is psi, right? Psi of something which is 60 degree. Okay, as you know, psi 60 degree is equal to 1/2, right? 1/2. So when you put everything into this the electronic calculator, okay, this one, when you use this one, you get the result, right? In Zoom you can see that the force is Q should be absolute value actually, but it's no problem. It's you leave it there, right? Q with plus. Okay, you get the outcome, the result, single number is 2.77. Okay, I don't write anymore. Times 10 raised to negative 19. Okay, in Newton. Okay, because this is the SI unit for the force. Okay, if you substitute everything in SI units, you will get the result unit also in SI unit. Okay, the result unit in SI, and like this. In the next question is what is the acceleration, right, of the proton in this here. Calculate the proton's initial acceleration. So okay, all right. This is the induced magnetic force. You have charge here, which is proton, right? And proton has a mass, right? And mass of proton is 1.67, right, times 10, very tiny, I think 27. Yes, 1.67 times 10 raised to the negative 27 kilogram. Okay, that's the typical unit or SI unit of the mass. You know from the Newtonian physics, right? It's classical physics. If you have a mass, any object like this, and you put the force into it, this is F. Okay, this has a mass M. This object is, if there is no we neglect the effect of resistivity by air or something like that. If there is no resistive force at all, okay, we will have only a single force here, and this object is going to move with the acceleration a, right? And F and M are related to each other by this expression FMA, right? And the question is, what is the acceleration of the proton in this case if it is exerted by the induced magnetic field force, okay, magnetic force there. So we will use this expression, okay, by using by arranging or manipulating this equation in terms of F and M, right? So we move M to the left hand side, right? It's going to be A is equal to F by M, right? So as we know, F is this amount, so A will be 2.77 times 10 raised to negative 19, right? 19 Newton divided by M, which is the mass of the proton there. Okay, it's 1.67 times 10 raised to negative 27, okay, kilogram and Newton, right? So the acceleration, when you put both numbers into the calculator again, this one, okay, you put those two numbers, or if you can use your hand, it's no problem, but for us it's typical, it's usually we use the electronic calculator, okay, it's allowed, it's eligible for you to use it in the midterm exam. All right, and then we talk about the outcome. Okay, when you put it, you get what is that? 1.659. Okay, it's going to be approximately actually 1.659 times 10 raised to the power of 15. Okay, very large number, and the unit of the acceleration in meter per second, right? Meter per sec is the unit of velocity or speed, right? Meter per second square is the unit for the acceleration. All right, and that's it for this example. Okay, ก็จะเป็นการใช้สูตร FQVB นะครับแล้วก็จะมีร่วมเข้ามาด้วยพวกที่ความรู้เก่าของคุณนะครับก็คือพวกสูตรนิวตันเนียนฟิสิกส์นะครับก็คือ classical physics FMA อะไรพวกนี้นะครับโอเคไหม Now we switch back to the screen, okay, in Zoom and in YouTube. You have already seen there. I don't understand why Zoom have many possibly, right? I don't know. Okay, because I want to monitor this one. โอเคทำไมไม่เป็นนอนไม่ทราบครับที่ซูมนะครับในมือถือนะครับโอเคไม่เป็นไรครับnow let's talk about the next story in this one. Let the mass, okay, we go to another example นะครับก็จะพาคุณใช้สูตรเนี้ย 4-5 รอบนะครับจนคุณคุ้นเคยนะโอเคไหมครับคุณหมุนมือขวาจนเป็นคล่องๆนะครับแล้วพอไปเรียนเรื่องต่อไปมันก็จะง่ายนะครับโอเคไหมเพราะคุณใช้กดมือขวาไปคล่องแล้วนะครับโอเค let the mass of an electron now, okay, electron is not proton anymore, be 9.11 times 10 raised to negative 31 kilogram. So at the moment, let me ask you, I didn't change the microphone at all. เปลี่ยนไมค์หน่อยได้ Okay. Let me ask you first. Um. Between we have faced it with two particles, right? Proton. Okay, you have seen 2 or 3 examples already related to proton, right? And now we arrive at a problem which deals with electron. So let me hear you whether you can say it properly or not. What do you think between proton and electron that have more weight? Which one is heavier or more mass? Okay. ระหว่างโปรตอนกับอิเล็กตรอนอันไหน mass เยอะกว่ากันครับ เปิดตอบให้หน่อยครับ หรือว่า YouTube ตอบไม่ได้ก็เขียนอะไรนะ เขียนว่าทางเขียนว่าทางตัวหนังสือก็ได้ใช่ไหมช่วยตอบหน่อยนะครับว่าโปรตอนกับอิเล็กตรอนอันไหนแมสเยอะกว่ากันก่อนที่ผมจะได้ยินเสียงนิดๆเอาว่าไงนะครับproton thank you very much proton is heavier okay or proton has more mass than has a greater mass than the electron. Okay, you can see here the power. Okay, the exponent. Okay, the exponent related to number 10 here. Okay, it's negative 31. But while in proton we have the mass. Where is it? We have the mass and the power related to number 10 is only negative 27 here. Okay, it's less negative, so it means it's more significant than the one in electron. So proton is heavier than electron. Okay. But for me in my life, I have never seen proton and electron easily by eyes. So I have never seen them by eyes. But the physicists, okay, in our branch have some experiment to be able to measure the mass of both tiny particles. That's amazing. Okay. Calculate the acceleration of an electron that moves through the same magnetic field as in the previous example, also at the same velocity as the proton. So let's get back to the whiteboard again. Okay, and bring you to the whiteboard. Okay, here we have calculated everything in with the for the proton, right? It's positive sign, but if this particle is no longer proton, it's electron here. Okay, it's written in red. It's not proton anymore, it's electron. Okay, electron. What do you think about the force direction, induced force direction? Let me hear whether you understand. Should we have the induced force direction as same as the one before in proton? what is direction of the induced magnetic force จะต้องเป็นอะไรครับทิศทางของสนามแม่เหล็กในทิศทางของสนามแม่เหล็กในนี้นะครับในกรณีที่อิเล็กตรอนเป็นพาร์ติเคิลเป็นอนุภาคที่วิ่งในกรณีนี้ should it be along the positive set as same as proton or any other idea about that ช่วยตอบหน่อยนะครับว่าไงเอ่ยany idea about that ช่วยตอบหน่อยนะครับว่าอาจารย์ครับผมขอตรงกดมือขวาได้ไหมครับโอ้ยเพิ่งมาเห็นนะครับปัญญา947มันเลยมาหมายถึงว่าขอปัญญานะครับผมต้องไงดีมอนิเตอร์ที่ไหนปัญญาไม่เข้าใจตรงที่ผมทำแขนเหรอหรือว่าตรงในรูปครับผมเพิ่งเห็นในแชทนะครับตายแล้วปัญญาฮัลโหลครับนะพ่อแม่คุณพ่อคุณแม่นะครับเสียค่าเทอมแล้วนะครับแล้วไม่ได้ถูกด้วยนะใช้ผมให้เต็มที่โอเคไหมครับถ้าไม่รู้เรื่องตรงไหนถามทันทีเปิดไมค์ทันทีหรือให้เพื่อนเปิดไมค์ถามบอกก็ได้นะครับผมเพิ่งไปเห็นเท็กซ์ตะกี้นะครับโอเคไหมครับ947โอเค in the case of proton okay I'm going to repeat the proton is moving along the x-axis okay this direction to the camera to you right this is the x-axis and here is the y-axis okay my left arm okay is sorry this is the y-axis this is x-axis and the z-axis is along my head right this direction here and this is the direction of proton movement okay and the magnetic field is along this way okay it's not exactly on y-axis it's in between x and y okay it's projected in this direction and here the angle between magnetic field okay magnetic field is pointing in this direction the angle between magnetic field and proton motion direction or the x-axis is 60 degrees okay 60 degrees okay you understand that so v and b right we have right now v and b vectors and here is y-axis the way to apply the right hand rule is that you have to cross your 4 fingers the time is over around right 10 v2b okay v2b and you get the time direction which is this one okay you get the force but for electron it's going to be pointed in the opposite way as you get from the proton okay the time is over now I have to quit the lecture okay see you a moment before we leave this classroom I have to say that please choose any problem related to the formula F equal QVB นะครับสำหรับคนที่ถามนะคนชื่อปอนะครับว่า FKQQ ไม่ใช่นะสูตรก็คือ FQVB นะครับบนนี่นะครับเดี๋ยวเลิกบนกล้องนี้แล้วกันนะครับไม่กลับไปที่สไลด์นะครับFQVB ครับอันนี้เวกเตอร์สำหรับหาทิศทางเห็นไหม cross เริ่มจาก V ไป B V แล้ว B โอเคไหมครับได้ F ทิศ F ฝั่งซ้ายเอาคำถ้าหาไม่จุดให้ใช้สูตรนี้โอเคไหม QVB sin theta ในสไลด์ก็มีนะครับโอเคไหมอธิบายเขียนรายละเอียดโอเค the homework has to be submitted before the class on the next Friday โอเคศุกร์หน้าส่งคลาสนะครับ and we have the compensate lecture right tomorrow at the same time like this I try to go earlier so that there will be no internet connection problem anymore โอเคบายบายครับสวัสดีครับ If you have any question just let me know okay stop stop